Hey guys, this is Dr. Robert Kipp and Dr. Tim Kelly. Welcome to another episode of the Power CAs webinar series. I got to tell you, Dr. Tim, one of the things that we want to cover in today's webinar is kind of a little background about you, about me, about this program, because we've been getting a lot of questions that have been popping around. So those of you on this webinar tonight with us, thanks so much for being here. You guys are going to hear it first, but anybody else watching after the fact, you guys are going to get the same information. But we always love your questions. If you have any, please, if you're on this webinar, post them in the chat box. Otherwise, you can post them in the comments below. We'll always get back to you. You can always email us, just any which way you want to pose these questions. We're going to get back to you on these things. So Dr. Tim, welcome to the call. How's everything going up there in New York?
Awesome. Terrific. How about yourself down there in Connecticut?
Fantastic. Fantastic. So just a little bit about your founders of the Power CAs program. My name's Dr. Rob Kipp. 20 years, just shy of 20 years in active practice, still practicing just with everybody. And we are down in Connecticut here, down just outside of Manhattan, run a cash-based practice, been down here since 2005 and loving life. Dr. Kelly, you've been an icon and a mentor of mine. 25 years in practice, up in upstate New York, run high volume practice, multiple associates, numerous CAs, and I was fortunate enough to work with you and experience some of the procedure and precision that we've really kind of taken and put into this program at this point. Yes?
Yeah, no question. And we've been doing it, as you know, I mean, we had a great time together for your years that you were in our practice, but we've been pounding this stuff for 25 years. Since day one in practice, I realized it had to be a procedurally driven practice. Really from that early on in our practice, we said, okay, write stuff down, tweak it, just make it better and better and better. And that's really where the PCA program came out of, because you and I sat down a couple of years ago and said, wow, there's just too much out there that needs to be done.
So it started with the holy grail of what I would consider office procedure manuals that you put together that's available on the Power CAs program.
Exactly.
And really we took that and just kind of brought it to life because frankly, I mean, look, you've coached a lot of people. I've coached a lot of people. We've been to millions of dollars worth of seminars over our collective 45 years. We've been in practice, we've made the mistakes, and really it came down to over these years looking at this and seeing our colleagues, our friends, what they were doing outside of the procedural kind of approach that we had taken. They were really struggling, man. You know, it was tough to see that. And I know you've coached a lot more people than I have, but man, I got to tell you, even the ones that I do see, your heart breaks for them because chiropractic is the best profession on the planet. We scream it from the rooftops. But if you can't make $1 to pay your rent, you know, where is it going?
It's so incredibly frustrating because, and I still hear doctors calling me nearly, on a daily basis, telling me they're struggling with this, they're struggling with that. They've got negative $300 in their bank account. I just had an IM a week ago, negative $800 in his bank account. I'm like, oh my heavens. So, but it really comes down to not having proper procedures to start a practice, not having the set policies and procedures in place so you have quality CAs that know what they're doing. When you get a new patient in, they stay not only just for acute care management, but for the rest of their life.
Right. And so, Tim, I mean, you hit it right on the head. And just to clarify, the doc isn't bad. Like, no. That's just it. The doc is an amazing adjuster because I know who you're talking about.
You can be the world's greatest adjuster, but boy, if you don't have policies and procedures to let people know how to stay within your practice and understand the why of your practice and the big why of chiropractic, it'll just never happen. And that's really where, when you and I sat down several years ago to put the PCA program together, that's really where this was born out of, is people's struggles.
Yeah. And you know what? It's the PCA program is a solution, and we've gotten huge endorsements and accolades from a lot of our members. I mean, look at the past president of the ICA, Dr. George Curry. He endorsed us, wanted us to do a program for the ICA because he saw the value in it.
That's been a great program too.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And so, you mentioned a great term in your past sentence there, and it had to do with the why. So when we really kind of sat down and figured out where do we want this program to come from, and it came from our why of wanting to see chiropractic rise to the top and be at the top of the game where it belongs. And so in kind of that mindset, we built the PCA program around that concept of providing the why. And so one of our first modules, in fact, is teaching a chiropractic assistant the why of chiropractic. It's probably one of the biggest things that we have heard over this last year about, well, they just don't get it. Well,
you hear
told them.
And now the CA has a job instead of a mission.
Right.
Understand their why, they get on a mission in life.
Right.
And that's what we want, is CAs that are on a mission to spread the word of chiropractic throughout their community.
So I want to just share, I'm going to share my screen here with everybody, just so you can see literally how easy is this. And docs on the line, if you haven't shared with your CA the why of chiropractic, not just necessarily your mission, which is important as well, but the why of chiropractic, watch this. Watch how easy this is. So we jump over and we are on the Power CA's homepage here. Go to courses after you're logged in. Go to courses. You go to Chiropractic 101. Figure, right? And then you jump down. Hey, the history of chiropractic. Let's watch that. And you can direct your CA to watch this video right here. Can you see my mouse moving when I do this?
I sure can.
All right, awesome. So the history of chiropractic. Click play and watch it roll. And you get to jam out to our awesome music too. So it's really that easy to bring in your CA, a new CA, an existing CA, and point them in the direction of this module that says, hey, you know what? I need you to watch this because I need you to understand what it is we're trying to do here in this chiropractic practice.
And again, what I have found is the fact that if you tell people the why, they'll want to do the what more. They'll understand the what and the how because they understand the why. If they don't understand your why, you can keep browbeating them all you want, but they're still not going to do it. They're going to forget about it. They're just going to say, it doesn't make sense to me until you tell me the why. And so the why of chiropractic is massive to get them started in the position that you want them to be in.
Well, that's their foundation. You're asking them to be the front person for your practice, the first point of contact with your office, the last point of contact with your office, and that's on a visit-to-visit basis. Who needs to know more than anybody the why of chiropractic? CA.
Yeah, sure.
A Power CA, right?
Yeah, the Power CA, for sure.
So what are some of the other, hey, we just got a question coming in about hold on, how is it are you guys using specific language in your program to teach CAs? Dr. Tim, I'm going to let you take that one.
Yeah, I mean, we will be very much so subluxation-based chiropractors. But again, if you're strictly in for acute care management in your practice, this program works for that. If you do acute care management and then long-term chiropractic wellness care, this program works for that. If you do strictly modalities and do very little spinal adjusting, it's probably not the best program for you, quite frankly. Okay.
Right.
The reality is we're going to look at, people that are going to be seen in your practice, multiple visits. And we're not saying 150 visits in 2 months time, but we are saying is multiple visits, which are going to get the people the very best results. So we do give a lot of verbiage and things you want to say and not say. We actually have a whole module, Dr. Rob, on the powerful wordplay of, really fun game you can do in a team meeting, words to use and words not to use in your practice.
Right. And words are powerful, and words are things, they have energy, and they can make or break a relationship with a practice member. I mean, it's that simple. So, the point of the matter is you want to make sure that all of your CA's language is congruent with the why of chiropractic and the vision and mission of your practice. I mean, so that does not just happen by chance. You've got to lay out the foundation for them to be successful. And in order to be successful, as in any other team, a professional team, professional organization, it could be a concert, it can be anything. Yeah. There has to be training.
And it comes from a rule book. You've got to have the rule book to go with it. So if you've got the rule book, this Power CA program is kind of the rule book to say, here's how you do this thing. And when we start going off course, let's go back to the rule book. Watch that video over, read the manual, watch the video over, and it's huge. So one of your questions earlier was, what are some of the other things in there, like the golden phone, the Power CA 101? What are the things that make a Power CA?
Let's just, if I might, I'm just going to share my screen back, and you can keep talking there.
But there's different modules in there, collections, collection tactics. There's marketing tactics, all these types of scenarios, all the things that basically we've done over our years to say, how do you make a big, successful family-based practice? Right. And it's all in there.
So Tim, is this up on the screen for you?
Yeah, it sure is. No, that's perfect.
So I'm just going to run through these different modules real quick. The number one is the how-to. It's how to actually use the site. So docs, you don't have to necessarily play a very active role in this part of the process. You can take the keys, hand them over to the CA, and let them drive this bus, because we've done it all for you, made it super, super simple. Then we go into Chiropractic 101. Give them the why. Then the role as a Power CA, like what are some expectations? Because if you don't set the expectations very clearly from the beginning, guess what? It's left to interpretation. And then somebody's going to be unhappy. And I'm going to tell you, docs, usually it's going to be you. So then we go on to the golden phone. I mean, look, the phone is our lifeline. I mean, we're doing more with online communication, emails, texting, and stuff like that. But I got to tell you, you still got to pick up the phone the old-fashioned way and, hey, give a confirmation call to a patient, or, hey, take that new patient phone call. We all love those. Then we get into owning the front desk, really taking it down to the nitty-gritty details of, hey, these are all the fundamental things that you as a front desk Power CA need to pay attention to. New patient journey, just day one, all broken out. I mean, look at this. I'm just going to jump in here for a quick second here. Look at how we've got 6 different things that we need a CA to focus on in that day one encounter alone. And each one of these videos has a ton of meat and potatoes and usable tactics for your practice.
And Rob, one of the things that you and I have been to seminars, and they'll fluff over stuff. What we decided was, I don't want any fluff over. I want the details, exactly how you do it. And that's what we've done in these videos.
Right. And the cool thing, Tim, that we've kind of set up, well, there's some new stuff that is coming in terms of group management. I was just talking with our web developer this morning, and they're going to have the ability for the doc to have a main login and assign each CA their own login to track their progress, because in each video, you have to watch it through and mark it as complete. And then at the end of each module, there's a quiz to make sure that you understood the information. So docs, you'll be able to monitor the progresses of all your different CAs. Now, Tim, the beauty of that, what's the cost going to be?
No different than the cost of the program.
It's awesome.
It's huge.
And right now, look, we had one price increase from when we did our beta launch. We've already increased it, and this is why we have valued this. We valued this whole package at just over $5,000, and I got to tell you, it's worth every penny. But right now we're at $595, and we're going to be there until the end of this year. So don't miss out. You've already missed out on the $395 price. Yeah, we're at $595 up until December 31st, and then that price is going to go away, and it's going to go up from there. So jump on board with everybody else that already has. Who was it? Dr. Tim Schaub in upstate New York. Yeah. He had a new hired CA, and she went through this program, and I got to do a screen share because she is a rock star, and she completed the program. So she just jumped online and tagged this and got all of her certificates of completion for each one of those modules, and she is rocking it. She's killing it in Dr. Tim's practice. Just super cool.
And what's huge about that is that now you empower that CA even more. You've got certificates of completion. They're just pumped about their position. They're pumped about their mission. They're just super excited. It is far more than a job. Those people stay with you, train to retain. They stay with you, and they start referring people left and right, and they keep practice members, which is critical.
One of our mantras and one of our mission statements, it has become train to retain squared. And, so we're providing the training to get the CAs up to like an elite level in your practice, so that then they can train your practice members to be retained in the practice as well. Train to retain squared. Folks, I don't know what else to tell you about this program, but it works. Right now at the low price of $595, it's a no-brainer. Can I jump on? I'm just going to share this one more time because I gotta show everybody how easy it is to sign up for this thing. Literally go to pcachiro.com. Yep. You're going to see this main page here. Click the big Get Started button, and it's going to take you to the membership levels. Right now, we've got the Power CA's membership at $595. Again, that's going to last until the end of the year. We've got the complete team hiring kit, which we didn't even talk about. I want to touch base on that before we sign off here. And then the Just Give Me Everything, which does both of them right there. A little bit of a break on the price, $11.95. Hands down, one of the best, easiest things that you can do to velocitize your practice. No question about it. So Tim, would you just share with the audience, tell us about the hiring kit, because you really, you took the reins on that thing, and it is phenomenal. I just used it recently to bring on another new CA.
Yeah, the team hiring kit, I think, is absolute utter gold. And the reason why is I've had a zillion CAs over my years, and the reality is I've hired a lot of really bad CAs because they didn't know how to hire, okay?
Right.
This kit just brings you through the process of how to hire the right person. And what we love to call in the Power CA program is get the right people on the bus. And then once they're on the bus, get them into the right seat. So it's super important to figure out where they need to go on the bus. But more importantly than that is the right people on the bus first and foremost, because if you hire the wrong person, and I know that we've talked about this before, the cost it takes to hire a new CA, it's just massive. What was that number again?
It's $8,000 for every single wrong hire you make, because you got to figure you're not going to recognize it immediately. So you've spent the time searching the ads, the cost of onboarding, the cost of training them, whatever time you have spent. And then if they don't work out within the first 3 months, it's an average of $8,000 of a cost to a practice.
And then the loss to your practice just because they've lost practice members,
massive.
Whatever it may be, it's just massive. So it might even be more in a chiropractic office, but traditionally it's about $8,000.
Yeah, crazy numbers.
So the hiring kit to me is just absolute gold. Get the right people on the bus, get them in the right seats. This is a process that sends you right through an entire flows chart, from the ad to put out to get the CA, how you handle those ads when they come in. The flow sheet goes through it. What's really cool is you've got a group interview process there. We've given you the PowerPoint program to do that as well. The group interview just works wonderfully. It allows you to really figure out what's this type of person. When you start talking about different things in the group interview, do they cringe? Do they say, no, I don't like that? You know, you really get to feel them out before they're on your team for the month and you spend a month's worth of payroll on a person. Yeah. And all of a sudden you say, boy, I should have never have hired this person.
No doubt about it. And
that's a no-brainer price for that.
Oh yeah. I mean, we had it reviewed by legal teams.
Yes.
We did the interview with a Fortune 500 HR director who owed us a favor, and her legal team reviewed it.
Exactly.
I mean, and she basically endorsed the process that you kind of led the reins and put together. I mean, it was hands down just a slam dunk. And for whatever the cost is, $695 right now.
$695.
Just do it. I mean, but then you're going to want to train them. So then just give me everything makes sense, you know? Right. So folks, again, make sure that you're giving your practice the right opportunity to grow. And you can't do that without well-trained assistants, chiropractic assistants, power CAs in the right seats on the bus. Because frankly, if you're trying to do this with a nickel and dime budget and just pay them as little as possible and just, you know, get them to answer the phone, collect money, punch the clock, it's going to be one of those glass ceilings that you run into in terms of your practice growth. Take it from two guys that know. We've been there, we've done that. 45 years of collective experience tells us and tells all of our members now that, you know what, train to retain. Make sure that you give them the why and give them the tools and resources to be successful. And that's what the Power CAs program is all about. So PCAchiro.com, click on the Get Started, choose your package or just give me everything and just be done with it because it's yours forever. It's a non-expiration, no monthly fees, one time, done. And again, price is only going to go up from here, so don't miss out. So, Dr. Tim, you got any closing remarks?
I don't. That's perfect. All I would say is just get on board now before the price goes up.
Awesome. Folks on the call, thanks so much for taking your time tonight. Again, if you have any questions that do come up in the future, check us out on our Facebook page, Power CAs, and you can drop us a comment there. We'll always get right back to you on that. If you had more specific questions, hit the contact us button on our website on PCAchiro.com. That email comes directly to us and we'll always get right back to you. Love and appreciate you guys. Looking forward to see more of you on the program. Take care.
Be well, everybody.